Hey guys, NerdKillies here, just finished a workout, and that means that it's time for games. I figured today we would run through the Legends Ultimate Mini. After you guys saw me build it in a previous video, I know you've been dying to see some of the games on it and how the UI works and the whole Megillah. So, let's get to it. So, a cabinet is only ever as good as the games on it. But that's where the Legends Ultimate Mini definitely delivers. There are over 150 games that come preloaded on this guy. So we have console classics like Aladdin back there. We have Lion King that we'll see in a little bit. Oh my gosh, so many hours that I sunk into the Genesis version of Lion King, right? We got Gargoyles, but then we have some awesome arcade classics like you saw Burger Time back there. We got like 3 or 4 different types of Space Invaders and Tetris on here, which no arcade is complete without at least one version of Tetris. Then we got some games that are maybe a little less known, but that are fantastic, right? So we have like Quicks or Rootin' Tootin' down there, which is worth it just to say, you know, like any game that I get to say Rootin' Tootin', I love it. But just a lot of variety in terms of games. And then as we get to kind of the end of the menu here of games, got some just knockout punches, right? Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi, the whole original trilogy, just console caviar right there. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. My favorite game on the cabinet by far is Tron. Love Tron. Not the perfect setup for Tron, right? Like you're missing the flight yoke and the spinner and things like that, but nevertheless, any at-home cabinet where I can play Tron is a winner in my book. So then we round it out with a couple of lesser-known games and then a console classic, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So tons of games on here, definitely enough to keep you busy and to fulfill kind of a whole variety of tastes and games. So moving along up here at the top, next to it, we have this option called ArcadeNet. Now, ArcadeNet are games that you stream online from the Atgames servers. So there's 5 that come preloaded on here. King of Fighters is great. P47 Ace is great. Gotta admit, I have no idea what Alligator Hunt is about, but my best friend's from Florida, so now I feel obligated to play this game. But there's a bunch of other games on the servers. I haven't checked them out, but I would love to hear if you found any gems. So let me know in the comments if you found some awesome games on ArcadeNet that I just gotta check out. Our next option up here is for Lobby. Now this is great. This is for some online worldwide leaderboards. You see down here, you can create a game, you can join a game, you can kind of see people that you've played with in recent games. But I love this. It lets you know if your friends are online, what games they're playing, your friends list. It's all kind of right there. So everything you would expect out of a modern console is right here in an arcade cabinet, which, you know, for those of you that are like me that really cut their teeth building arcade one-up cabinets, something like this is really unique and couldn't be a better fit than on something, a multicade cabinet like the Legends Ultimate line. So awesome option right there. Next we have this BYOG option, and this is really a huge standout feature on these Legend Ultimate cabinets, something that sets them completely apart and really, in my opinion, makes them the best at-home multicade cabinet. We'll go over how to do this in a future video, but it's pretty straightforward. You end up plugging in a USB stick with your ROMs just right here into the control deck, and then you're able to load them up through there. What's great is that their interface is built specifically to work with CoinOps. CoinOps has every game you could possibly imagine from the dawn of games up to about the Dreamcast. So it's great. You get that loaded on a USB stick, you drop it in there, and it really is that easy. You can load up some games, start playing anything that you could probably think of from your childhood. So great option, but we'll go over it in a future video. Next we get this awesome option up here, App Store X. So kind of a cumbersome, silly name, but the concept itself is phenomenal. So if you watched the build video, you saw that over on the sides, there are some pinball buttons. And that mixed with the fact that this screen actually can come out and rotate. So you can have a horizontal screen or you can have a vertical screen, which I absolutely love. There's no other cabinet on the market where you can rotate the screen like that. When it's in vertical mode like this, with those pinball buttons, you basically have a small form vertical virtual pinball table. And that is so awesome. I love that you have that ability to kind of switch between those vertical console games and any other console or console and arcade games, but then jump into pinball tables and get them in the appropriate layout that you want. But then this App Store makes it even better, because here you can buy pinball packs. They have ones for different arcade games as well. But I love that they have a variety of classic pinball tables that you would actually find in real life. So a variety of Taito pinball tables, Ikaria. There's quite a few of these packs that you can buy. Some of them are a little hit and miss, but overall, fantastic additions. And I love that it's kind of a, pick as you go, and you can kind of add little here, little there, instead of dropping down one huge chunk of money. 25 bucks, then you get 4 more tables for the weekend. That's just awesome. And I really like this addition, and I'm excited to see how it's going to grow in the future. All right, guys, and then the final thing that we got here is just our settings. So some pretty basic stuff, right? Wi-Fi, sign in and out, wireless pairing. You can connect up Raspberry Pi. So I got one here. I'll show you in a future video what that's going to look like, connecting it. But then we can actually run the Raspberry Pi off of the screen on here and kind of swap that out, which I really love that option. We also have the option to connect some controllers either wirelessly or through one of the USB ports down here, and that's what these options are to sync them up. So lots of versatility in terms of how you can use this cabinet, how you're bringing your own games to it. Are you buying games from them? Are you playing what's already on it? I mean, really, in terms of a multicade, sky's the limit in terms of what you could play on this, the orientation, all the configurations. It really is very malleable and is just kind of set up to serve whatever kind of gaming hunger you have for right then. So last thing I thought we would do here is just jump into a game that's on one of these cabinets. Now, one of the best games by far that you really can't find anywhere else, at least in an officially licensed capacity, is Fix-It Felix Jr. So obviously came out when Wreck-It Ralph came out, and I love that they have it on the cabinet. So select it. I love this. It gives you a little QR code if you want to check out the leaderboards and things like that, and instructions down here for how you can post your high score on the leaderboard and how that's done. So really cool that that kind of community is already built into how the game works. But you can see here, we're launching it up. Looks pretty great on that vertical screen. We'll go ahead, we'll hit one player. And I love this. Down here you kind of have a little bit more of the city in the background, right? You got Felix, you got Ralph down here. So it's like the skyline of Niceland back there. But looks really nice, really crisp. You can kind of compare it to like an Arcade 1-Up screen that's right next to me. So although I love Arcade 1-Up, those screens a little bit washed out in comparison. The colors on this Legends Ultimate Mini, though, really bright, really crisp, and the gameplay really responsive, right? We're going back and forth. Let's do it, Felix. Fix some windows. We got it, buddy. Oh, my God, run from Ralph. Oh, Felix. We didn't even get the pie. We're at least getting the pie. Nuts to this. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Pie. That's right. Your rage has nothing on my rhubarb. Up, one-handed. Ooh, we got to fix the door. Tricky. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that kind of rundown of the Legends Ultimate Mini. Overall, I think this is a fantastic cabinet. I love how the profile of it fits right in there with other Arcade 1-Up cabinets, even though they're separate companies. I really appreciate that Atgames just kind of respected that form factor that so many of us already have in our garages and basements and game rooms. But in terms of it being a multicade, there are few other cabinets that can beat this. Granted, its big brother, the normal Legends Ultimate, offers it up for 2 players and has trackball and some other really nice features. And while those are great, it's a lot bigger than these normal Arcade 1-Up cabinets. And so because I have a lot of those, because I love the art on those and the form factor of those, this is a perfect multicade for me. I also love that you can do the vertical pinball. I have a digital pinball table from Arcade 1-Up, and that one is fantastic in terms of that classic pinball feel, but I love that I can download original pinball tables with this guy. That's super cool, not to mention the online leaderboards and that kind of worldwide network that you plug into by playing on this. So overall, I would say that the Legends Ultimate Mini is a fantastic machine. I'd highly recommend picking one up if you haven't. And if you do, make sure you check out my build video. But until then, nothing left to say but high five and subscribe.